الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا وذليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. We talked about the Surat Al-Hamd was revealed in Mecca. It has 7 ayat known as Fatihatul Kitab. Another name is Sab'an min al-Mathani. All these are the different names that we have for Surat Al-Hamd. And the reward for reciting Surat Al-Hamd, it's 2/3 of reciting the entire Quran. Another hadith says the entire Quran's recitation's sawab is given for the one recitation of Surat Al-Hamd. And then says if it's recited on someone who's dead and that dead is given back, comes back to life, ma kana ajaba, it isn't anything amazing. One of the incidents that can be mentioned over here is Marhum Naraqi. He is one of the asatid and muallimeen of akhlaq who passed away centuries ago. Has written 2 books. One is Mi'rajus Sa'ada, and his father has written Jami'us Sa'ada. So both of them great personalities. Says his son was on the deathbed, 7 years old, and he also was standing by the door. All the well-wishers were coming and going and greeting him, giving him hope and praying for him. Says one old man also came. Like every other well-wisher, he also stood by the door and he prayed for me and for the well-being of my son. Says the son also was faced Qibla and he was in his last moments. Says this old man, he came and he recited Surat Al-Hamd and he went. He said like every other person who recited, he also recited a Surat Al-Hamd. All of a sudden they hear cries from inside the house, and they thought that those men outside thought that he has passed away. The father goes in and sees that the son who was on the deathbed is sitting and the mother is feeding him. Now he rushes back to see who that man was who recited this Fatiha. He also had gone away. An old man who recited Surat Al-Hamd. As a result of his recitation of Surat Al-Hamd, that person on the deathbed had gained shifa. So these surahs of Quran have such effect, but then even the reciter also has that impact. So as a result of being connected to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and the intense soul purification, people, they get to this rank where only one Bismillah that they say has that miraculous effect. And this surah itself, it is Mubarak, like every other surah. So we came to Iyyaka na'budu wa Iyyaka nasta'een. It means you alone do we worship and you alone we turn for help. So in this ayah you've got quite a lot of emphasis. Iyyaka means only you alone. Na'budu. And again when it says Iyyaka, you alone we seek for help. So the intellect, it says that man has to accept servitude, man loves perfection, and the Almighty possesses every perfection, every kamal, and the provider of the entire existence is the Almighty Allah. So if we are after love and kindness, He is Rahim, He is Rahman. If we are afraid of the future, He is the owner of the Day of Judgment, where it said that Maliki Yawmiddin. So start with Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. So both love is there and that worry is there, that fear is there because of the Day of Judgment. He is the owner of the Day of Judgment. The intellect says only He should be worshipped and only He should be approached for help. So neither must one be a slave of his own desires, nor wealth or power. On behalf of the monotheists, the muwahideen, he says that only you do we worship. Not just me, but all of us are in need of your grace, of your fadl. So in the Akhirah, when we go to Allah, when we will stand, give an account, two things are required. One is hasanat, the good deeds that we do, and the second is this fadl of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So with those actions that we have, we need the grace and the fadl of Allah. Without His fadl and grace, no one is going to be prosperous, no one will succeed, no one will be blessed. It is His grace, because all of what we do compared to what He has done and invested for us, it's nothing. One of the worshippers, Ubbad of the Yahud, he, when it was said to him that you say that God, his dua was, God, judge me with your justice. Now there is a dua that Amir al-Mu'mineen has in Nahj al-Balagha. He says that aqibni bifadlik, judge me with your grace, wala tuaqibni bi'adlik, not with your justice. Because if he was to judge with justice, everyone is going to be a failure. If he judges with his grace and fadl, there are chances and likelihood of people progressing towards the heaven. Now this Abid, he used to have this dua that God judge me with your justice, because I haven't done any wrong, and also I haven't consumed anything from all this creation of yours, from all this fruit and vegetables and animals that you have given. The only thing I eat is an apple, nothing else, not more, nothing else. Then one day, when that was his mindset, he has a mukashafa, a vision, and in the vision it was shown to him that this one apple that you eat, just the one apple, not all the apples he has eaten till now, just the one apple that you eat, how much of an investment of Allah has been there on it, by the sun, by the rain, by the earth, by the heat, by the cold, by the men who had to look after that tree, that apple. It grew, says so much of an effort and years of hard work was there until that one apple was produced. And it was said to him, this one apple, 70 years of investment is there on this one apple. And even if you were to thank for the one apple that was given to you, you cannot do it. Now all the rest of the consumptions of all of the rest of the apples, that hasn't been measured and weighed. So here we need to have this mindset that we need to be judged by the grace and the fadl of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Not just me, every one of us. If no one, I have no one but you, Iyyaka. When I say Iyyaka, I don't have anyone, only you. But you have numerous, and all your slaves, your servants. You have so many, O God, but we don't have anyone. In kullun man fis samawati wal ard illa atir rahman abda. In Surat al-Maryam, the Almighty there, He says that there is no one in the skies and the earth, but every one of them, they will have to come and appear before the Almighty. Abda means as a servant. So every one is a submitted servant of the Almighty God. So all these servants and only one God. So we say, Iyyaka na'budu, you alone do we worship. And also we need help. And that help also can be rendered only and only by you and no one else. Iyyaka nasta'in. Now, in this spiritual journey, this is the Suratul Hamd. Sana, when we say, it means praise. And then irtibat means it's that connection that is required. So that sana, praise, is with this alhamdulillah. Then I start praising. I need to connect to this flight. There I say Iyyaka na'budu. You alone do I worship. And for this journey I need a prayer, a dua. And this ayah that was recited, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. So the ayat after that, they're all du'as. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, guide us to the right path. Surat al-ladina an'amta alayhim, defining and fine-tuning what that path is. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Again, it's a further explanation of that same path. So, after hamd and thana, praising the Almighty, we get connected to the Almighty by saying Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. And once we get connected, we speak to Him and we ask with this dua. So speaking to the true beloved, and that is the Almighty Allah, that is sweet. And for this reason, it is addressed as Iyyaka. Now there are some messages we get from this ayah. First, God has to be worshipped, and then we ask Him for our hajat. So we come to Him first, we bow down before Him, we worship Him, and then we ask for what we want. So worship is permitted, and that is only and only to God, no one else. And this is called Tawheed Ibadi. That is, when it comes to worship, you worship only and only God and no one else, and there isn't anyone who is worthy of worship but God. So although worship is from us, even in the worship we need help. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. The prayers that I offer, I can't do it on my own. I need help. I need His support. I need Him to give me the opportunity, the tawfiq to come to the prayer mat. I need Him to give me the blessing of life, help, the abilities, so that I can offer my prayers. So even the prayers that I offer for Him, in reality, the tawfiq or all the abilities, they are from Him. So help is required. There I say, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. So I need help. So Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. This means that neither Jabr nor Tafweez. We've got two, one is called notions here. One is called Jabr, the other is called Tafweez. Jabr means binding, that I have no free will, I am bound to do. There is a Tafweez where the affairs have been handed over. Like for example, the angels are a creation who are bound to be what they are. They cannot move otherwise. They have no free will. Now, the opinion in this over here is that Jabr means God has created us and we are bound to do what we are doing. That is an opinion. Tafweez means God, He has given the charge and handed over everything and He has nothing to do from there on. So we don't believe in either of them. We believe La Jabra wala Tafweez. Neither there is 100% binding as such, nor has He given over the charge 100% over. But it's a mix and match of both of them. So yes, Jabr is there because He has created me, He has given me the life, and as long as that life is with me, the abilities are with me, I can do. So a little bit of binding is there from His side. But then the free will is mine. Free will is mine, and I'm doing the action myself. I'm speaking. It's my own will. If I want, I can just not speak, go away, walk away. So whatever I do, it's my own free will. So yes, there are these binding issues that are connected, and that is life, ability, might, the ability to speak, etc. So these are those things that have been given to me by God. So there He has a hold on me. La Jabra wala Tafweez. Neither it is a total binding, nor it is a total handed over of tasks and affairs where He has nothing to do on that. That's what the Christians believe. They say that all the charges have been given to Prophet Isa alayhi salam, and from then on God has nothing to do. He sit back, relax, and nothing else to do. Now, the other message that we get from this ayah is that knowing God and His attributes is an introduction to Tawheed, worshipping the one God. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. This can be understood from Surat Al-Ikhlas, that you see how much of a beautiful Tawheed is there in the existence of God, in the attributes of God, in His qualities, and then in the worship of God, that it's only Him who can be worshipped, and then how He has managed everything, how He has brought everything into existence. So we see oneness, uniqueness, and that Tawheed in the all around the existence of God. So knowing His attributes is an introduction to Tawheed. Worshipping the only one God, it's that Iyyaka na'budu wa Iyyaka nasta'in. So we say Rabbil Alameen, who is that merciful, the Rahman and the Rahim, and He is the owner, the master of the day of resurrection. Iyyaka na'budu wa Iyyaka nasta'in. So when He has all of that weight and that power and that magnitude and that azama, so I also submit and bow down only before Him. Iyyaka na'budu. Now to be motivated towards Ma'ad and the Akhirah, the resurrection, it is one of the other aspects of this worship. So when I say Maliki Yawmiddin, He is the owner, the master of the day of judgment. Iyyaka na'budu wa Iyyaka nasta'in. I worship Him because I want to get connected to the Akhirah. He is the master of the day of reward, and He alone do I worship. Ihdina Surat al-Mustaqim. So guide us on the right path. Ihdina means guide us. Sirat al-Mustaqim, Sirat means path, Mustaqim means the right path. So guide us on the right path. So there are two kinds of guidances that Allah has. One is known as guidance, it's called the Hidayat Takwini, like the guidance He has given to a honeybee. The honeybee knows what to do. That is, she travels, she lives, she makes the honey, and when the bee is required, they get the help and the support of the bee, and that is that life. So that it has been programmed by Allah. So that programming of that honeybee, or the ant, or all these other birds that you have. I saw something a while ago on YouTube regarding a bird, that how this bird, it picks up the seeds from the trees, and all these pine trees that you see here, these pine trees, they are planted by these birds. That bird picks up one of the cocoons, and it has got so many seeds in it, comes and plants every seed at an exactly very precise spot. And then it knows, the bird knows that a seed has been buried here, it will not come and dig that same spot again. At a very nice and organized and well measured, well proportioned spots, this bird comes and plants all the seeds, hundreds of seeds throughout the day. And then when you see over the period of time, after so many years and decades, all these forests that come up are the hard work of this little bird who does this beautiful job. And it's got a hammer also, that long beak, with that it digs, and then it carries those seeds also, buries the seeds, and it plants them. So all these are the birds that are animals, creations that are guided, programmed by Allah. To this type of a program we call Hidayat Takwini. So like the guidance of this honeybee, guidance of this bird, and everything. So, or for example, Quran says, قَالَ رَبَّنَا الَّذِي أَعْطَى كُلَّ شَيْءٍ خَلْقَهُ ثُمَّ هَدَى. Our Lord is one who has given us everything, and everything to its creation, and then He has given guidance as well. So to us also He created us, and then He guided us. The guidance that He has given to us, it is that guidance tashri'i. Tashri'i means how we should be living our lives. So as a human being, is it as such that He has created us and then He was just let go, nothing to do? It says in that ayah of Quran, that do you think that He has created you abas, for no reason? He has created us, then it is upon Him that He guides us. For that guidance He has sent so many prophets. For that guidance He revealed and He sent the books, and this is called Hidayat Tashri'i. So it's that second is seconding or the sending of the prophets by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, sending and revealing the divine books for the guidance of mankind. So both of them are there. Even that hidayat, that guidance that we need, the programming that is required, He gives. And also at the same time, with the programming, you need a manual, you need a guide. He does that, He sends that as well. So once He's done that, He shows you the path as well, that which path have you to choose from. Says has been revealed 40 times in Quran. Surat, for example, Surat. Choosing the right path, wise and path that you have to choose from. So there are various paths before us. He has to choose and just pick one path from them. So there's a path of my own desires, my own wishes, my own temptations. There is a path of the expectations that people have, desires that people have. There's a path which is the path of the satanic temptations. There is a path which is the path of the Taghut, the arrogant. There is the path of our ancestors. When sometimes we say something, says no, our fathers, our ancestors, our grandparents, they used to do this, so we continue with them. So that's a path. And there is a path which is the path of the awliyaullah. So when I say ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, so what does it mean? Which path is it? A mu'min, he chooses the path of awliyaullah, which is the preferred path over all other paths. Paths of temptations, desires, shaitan, parents, ancestors, all these different paths, we just put them away and we pick the path which is the path of the awliyaullah. And on this path, one is happy that he will reach his destination, or he is on the destination. In passing this path, there is no defeat, no loss, and no worry, because the path is divine, the book is divine, the guides are divine. So Sirat al-Mustaqim is the path of the Almighty Allah. Inna Rabbi ala Siratim Mustaqim. There's an ayah here in Quran that says that my Lord indeed is on the right path. Inna Rabbi ala Siratim Mustaqim. Or for example, in the Surat Yasin, we say, Innaka lamin al-mursaleen. Prophet, you are indeed from among the messengers. Ala Siratim Mustaqim. On the right path. So here, the right path is shown to us. Which is the right path? The path of the Prophet. Ala Siratim Mustaqim. Or Siratim Mustaqim is the path of the servitude, where it says, وَأَنِ عَبُدُونِي هَذَا Siratum Mustaqim. Allah says, you worship me, because this is the right path. So the path of worship and ibadat is the right path. The path of the Prophet is the right path. So the path of Allah is the right path. So Sirat al-Mustaqim is tawakkul, relying upon Allah, where it says that وَمَنْ يَعْتَسِمْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ هُدِيَ إِلَىٰ صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. Another ayah says that whoever holds on to Allah, he indeed is guided to the right path. So Sirat al-Mustaqim, we understand so many meanings from it now. Sirat al-Mustaqim is worshipping the Almighty God and seeking help from Him. Sirat al-Mustaqim is the path of the Prophet. Sirat al-Mustaqim is the book of God, and Sirat al-Mustaqim is that fitrat, that nature which is salim. So all these beautiful understandings and meanings of Sirat al-Mustaqim from the Holy Quran we understood. May Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala keep us firm on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, which is the path of Amir al-Mu'mineen, where he says, Aliyun huwa Sirat al-Mustaqim, that indeed Ali is the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Ya Allah, between us, Quran and Itrat, never ever come across a moment of separation. All those who have requested for du'as, whatsoever their hajat be and du'as be, all of that be granted to them. All of them who are ill and ailing, Allah grant them shifa. Those who have passed away on this night of mercy, the first of the sacred month of Ramadan, Allah, all of them be your guests and your special guests and the guests of Quran and the guests of Rasulullah, and all of them be happy with every one of us, and Allah make that the sweetest moment of our life, hasten in the return of our Imam, alayhi salatu wassalam, Islam and Muslimin, Allah give honor, height and might. To kufr, shirk and nifaq, Allah give devastation, ruin them and remove them from the surface of this earth. وسبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه.